8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is good, everyone? It is your boy Politic and Hot alongside my guys, Mr. Joey Woods, Mr. Rich Michaels, Mr. Mayor Fit, Chris Wilson will be here momentarily. We are Still Steps coming to you live on a beautiful Friday evening, courtesy of AATSN, All Authentic Talk Sports Network. Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening?
Good. It's a chilly Friday night, but it's Friday, so long week.
Yes.
We are here. We finally made it. To me, it felt like a pretty long week, if you ask me. But there was a lot of turnbuckle talk. You know what I mean? That went on. A lot of turnbuckle action that went on. I should say. You know what I mean? But we could go ahead and start right there. On this episode, we will be talking about the upcoming NXT Deadline event taking place tomorrow over in Minnesota, as well as some news that came out just yesterday, or actually more so Wednesday, with one Matt Cardona making his Ring of Honor debut, followed by a report of one Finn Balor to have a major singles push in 2025. But first, we're gonna kick out tonight's show with WWE Raw and the infamous New Day split between Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods turning heels on their guy Big E. If you're familiar with the shows, about late in October we were discussing the New Day split, and someone on this show did make mention that he preferred for them to rather not split, but how about they just convert into a heel tag team? One Kofi Kingston were to see the light and say, you know what, I totally agree with everything you've been feeling, Xavier. So therefore, how about we do go heel? Fast forward to this past Monday night. Look what we got. We got them guys going heel. But one thing out of this segment that took place, I definitely didn't expect the heel turn to actually impact one Big E. I thought it was going to be one to take place, and it'll be a situation where maybe Big E will come out later on at some point, and then they would possibly attack him, or cuss him out just like they just did this past Monday. But this was one that definitely caught me a little off guard, but I'll be honest, I'm kind of happy that it finally happened. So now that this team can continue to evolve and take it to take it to another level, take it to another tier, as being a notable tag team in WWE, and now to be able to do it on the hillside. Amazing how everybody loved this tag team right before that segment, and now all of a sudden everybody can't stand both Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. So in that case, they're doing their job, and I'm looking forward to see what goes on moving forward with this heel turn that just happened. So Joey, I'm gonna start out with you in regards to Monday, the infamous heel turn, and your thoughts of the entire segment.
So first, knowing what we know about these guys and how close they are, and the absolute cult following they've built over the past 10 years, I just don't think there's any way possible that if Big E was legitimately done forever with the neck injury, that this would be the route they would go. Like, if Big E was truly done forever, they would have gave him a much better send-off, regardless of story, regardless of what route Xavier and Kofi are going. I just feel like they would have gave him a much better send-off. So I think this is going to lead to something down the line, maybe a triple threat between these three or something. But I just think Big E's about to get cleared, because I just, in my heart of heart, can't see how this is the end of Big E, with the New Day. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, I got you. I got you. Rich, your thoughts on the New Day split that occurred this past Monday?
No, it's funny Joey said that because I was thinking the same thing when they turned on Biggie. I'm like, shit, you know what? He may be cleared sooner than we think, and he's going to come back pretty soon. Because I can't see, just to repeat what Joe said, I can't see them doing this with Biggie unless he's there long term and he's going to be cleared and get into a whole program with them. Where they go with it, I don't know, but heel New Day, Kofi and Xavier, that's a fresh look that they needed. So. And they look pretty good as heels too. And I love on social media they even got Biggie's girlfriend going back and forth with them and they're talking trash on Twitter, on X. It's great. It's a fun storyline. It's going to be a fun storyline, I think.
If I'm not mistaken, they were originally heels, right? And they were just so over with the fans that they kind of had to turn face.
Right.
Yep.
And one thing about that, I do hope I'm assuming with the way things are now going down, they'll likely have a little bit more of an attitude, a much more angry demeanor as the with the heel turn. Me personally, thinking about that I actually thought about this earlier today, as far as like when they were original heels and like they were still kind of like upbeat, with a positive, but knowing they're hill characters. I need for them to bring the rough edges out now, like scrap the music, come out, maybe have some Benny the Butcher playing, like I want to see them take this to another level and just rock out, like they're already 2/3 of the greatest faction WWE has ever had. So now to take this to another level as heels, like I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, another thing you just mentioned, like one of the greatest factions ever. If truly this was their 10 years and kind of the last hurrah, it would have been much bigger than what we got this past Monday.
Yeah.
So just all those things considered, WWE does a good job at paying homage when it's truly due. And I just don't think this is the end that we see of the three of them.
Most likely not. At some point when it's all said and done, and they're already ready to to lead the boots in the ring, like it's going to be that one final final battle where they come back like the Avengers, unite and kick ass or whatever, whatever type of storyline that they might be at that point in the future. But Big E though, like I love the whole part as far as how he tried to explain to them as far as coming back, like, listen, I don't want to see to see y'all break up. I'm going to be in y'all corner moving forward. And then Xavier, just coming out like now you want to be in our corner after you seen us get our ass kicked so many times. Like now you want to be on our side. That was like the perfect spot to be able to just rep not only the fans in, but also to allow the fans to also take in Kofi becoming the heel when he stepped in like no, like I'm with Woods, like he's right, like he was never there, like whenever he mentioned about Austin breaking his neck and how he came back. And like Big E settling for the cushion job, behind the the comment, well, not saying the commentator's desk, but the pre-show desk, like he was running it down. It's crazy because it's like they really they really made it seem like Big E. It's like the the chain of command, like in the corporate world. Like Big E moved up, he moved up a couple of flights, you know what I mean, flight of steps or a couple of floors up, and you know what I mean, like he was like leaving them. But at the same time, it's like, listen, like they, you know what I mean, they trying to hold down the, you know what I mean, the group, well, you know what I mean, which they've been doing, but in a way, Big E has been pretty distant, you know. So it's like, you know, they could create so much out of this storyline going forward.
But if I'm not mistaken, what you mentioned, like they mentioned Austin, they mentioned Angle.
Yeah.
From what I was reading, like about the injury when it initially happened, Big E's neck injury was much more serious than Austin or Angle.
Oh yeah.
And we're talking about the C1 where the bone just kind of snapped and has never regrown back yet. Like the bone is just not there right now. I think his neck injury was much more serious than those two guys. So no, I don't want to make it like we're putting light of anything that's going on, because like Big E neck injury was very serious.
Yeah.
So people die from that neck injury. Steven. I mean, it was a legit, really bad injury. For sure. I want to say, just, you know what though, I was looking, the emotion that Big E had on his face was just great. He drops the mic. It's like, forget it. We're not even talking to the crowd anymore. I'm just talking to you. Really, this is the end of it right now. This is how we're going to end this. The emotion was just perfect. It was played out perfectly the way it went. You really felt for Big E.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And you know, and talk about the timing where like his, what was that, his Players Tribune article also came out same day. So it's like, you know, you gave a little bit of you know, your truth, and then you bought it in the ring too during this segment. But it's also, you know what I mean, after reading that article, like you've already bought the crowd on your side. So when it went into, you know, this particular segment and everything going down, like if anyone wants to say it, Big E could be potentially, if, and this is all, you know, based on if he does in fact, you know what I mean, or to come back, he could be potentially one of the biggest baby faces to return.
Definitely. I definitely agree with that.
I didn't realize I was muted.
And again, like I said, I don't, you know, like I said, I think we're all kind of in agreement that Big E's going to be back at some point. We hope he's back. And it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be an interesting storyline. He could become one of the biggest baby faces, depending on how they play it out.
You good?
My brother's on Disney and he keeps sending me videos and he won't leave me the frick alone.
Crazy. But no, my money's on him to return at the Rumble.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah.
I mean, what's that, about 2 months? Well, yeah. 2 months, because what? The top of February now, right?
Yeah, I see. The Rumble's a big deal, but like, I could see them dragging this out to WrestleMania, and like, they just keep dogging Big E every chance they get, and finally Big E has had enough, and comes back as a monster, like you said, a monstrous baby face that, you know, like takes on Kofi and Xavier, or something like that, or, you know, I just think this is a WrestleMania match whenever it happens.
Yeah. No, that's actually a good point too. Like that could potentially do, you know what I mean, do happen at Mania. I was thinking about, you know what I mean, like the situation if they were all in the Rumble somehow, both, you know, Kofi and Xavier in the ring, and then, you know, the countdown happens, and then boom, the music hits.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that would be crazy. Like that roof would and what's that? Where's it gonna be, in Indiana, right? Indianapolis.
Yeah.
The Colt Stadium.
Yeah. Look, that roof will come off if that music were to hit and he entered that Rumble.
You know what else I could see happen too? Like to kind of build the storyline a little more. Big E, you know how they said I'm gonna be here every week now, like cheering you guys on your corner.
Yeah.
I could see them going that route and still doing that. You know, like every week they shit on him. He comes, he's still in their corner cheering them on, and every week they're shitting on him. We don't need you. We don't want you. Go home. Until they're ready to go forward, and Big E truly is cleared. And then finally one day he snaps, gets in the ring, and just takes them both out. I could see that route going too, where he's kind of still in everyone's mind just to build up that sympathy even more. Like just to kind of keep it going and going and going. And in the process, it makes Xavier and Kofi an even bigger heel. If every week they're just shitting on Big E and Big E's there every week, just kind of in their corner, supporting them, cheering them on, and they're just there tearing them down every chance they get. I could see that route also.
Yeah, no, I like it. I actually got a similar thought, and it's somewhat the opposite of your thought. Like if I could see them coming out, and it's almost like kind of like doing like the reverse Goldberg streak. But here it is, another week. Big E talking about he gonna be in our corner, and here he is, not in the corner, and just start counting down the days. Like here it is, day 126. Like Big E still not here. You know what I mean? Like I can see them doing something like that. But either one is actually pretty dope for what they were, what were to do. Shoot, I think that would be cool. So we'll see what happens with this. See what they do going forward. The type of impact that both Kofi and Xavier will have on the tag team division now. Like will they start going for the Raw tag titles, or like what I mean? What's going what's going to be going to be next for this duel? I would love to see them go for the tag titles, but right now, ideally, I just don't see them going for it at the moment with JD and Finn being the champions. I don't know. At some point, I think they'll probably have to drop the titles, but I mean, who would be the babyface to actually pick up the titles? On the Raw side.
Yeah, the tag team division has been such trash as of late that I don't really even like. It's wild to say this, but I don't even know like legitimate tag teams in the division right now.
Seriously, on the Raw side, definitely. Like SmackDown seem like they're getting it together. You know what I mean? Like with the Motor City Machine Guns, who just actually lost the titles tonight to DIY. Breaking news. Spoiler alert to to who may not have known that. Sorry if you were waiting to watch SmackDown, but. Yeah, DIY defeated the Motor City Machine Guns today on SmackDown, which was actually I loved how they built that with Gargano, making the flip and pulling the low blow and stuff. Like I thought that was pretty funny.
It's different, you know what I mean? Like everyone you seen it everywhere was just saying, "Oh, same old, same old." We're getting a Ciampa turn, and Gargano's not going to go with them, and we're going to get Ciampa versus Gargano again. And it was just the same old, same old. So it was refreshing to finally see that they kind of led us down that path and then switched up at the last second. So that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, that definitely. Did any of y'all catch the announcement that took place tonight on SmackDown regards to the transfer window? I feel like it's like the transfer portal if it was college.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, broken on tonight.
I remember them saying something about it.
Yeah, broken on tonight's episode of SmackDown. WWE announced a transfer window between SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. What this means, brands for the respective, general managers for the respective brands will be discussing moving superstars across the brand. So. We're going to start seeing some NXT talent, moving to either SmackDown or Raw. Is it possible we see some talent moving from SmackDown to NXT or from Raw to NXT? Like this is actually a pretty interesting, future shakeup that's about to happen. All this, stands on the hills of them getting ready to make this move to Netflix. So
NXT's in trouble.
Yeah, you think so?
Like, this not to get off topic here, but they have so many great women right now.
Yeah.
I can't say the same thing about the men's division. Like outside of Trick, like do they have like a legitimate babyface like main eventer outside of Trick?
Right.
I feel like they have so many great women, almost too many. But the men's division to me is almost like non-existent right now, which is so wild to say. But it's weird. It's the first time I've ever been able to say it about WWE before that the women roster far out succeeds the men in this situation.
That's actually a pretty valid point. Outside of Trick, like who is like that next baby face of the men's division? As far as the Hills, like what I mean, you could pick five out of the litter.
But there's a lot, but are they good? Like Ridge Howell, like Ridge, for example. I mean, he's good. He's good, but I mean, we've seen him on the main roster. He kind of floundered.
To me, I think like far as like on the hillside, or even like just for like the nature of wrestling talent, probably like Wesley is probably like one of the standouts. But the only concern I have with him moving to the to one of the two main rosters is that he can get lost in the picture quickly.
Oh, he will.
Yeah, like if that first reception ain't the way that it should be.
So like Wesley, right? Wesley is kind of the same build and style as a Carmelo Hayes.
Exactly.
Carmelo Hayes, like this is no knock on Wesley because he's a great wrestler. Carmelo Hayes was a 10-time better heel than Wesley, and better in the ring, better on the mic. And Carmelo Hayes is currently kind of lost in the shuffle of, okay, like you know what I mean, like. His feud with Andrade kind of got murky because of LA Knight and the belt got in the picture all of a sudden. But like we see this a lot where they can't just let these guys be on the mid cards and kind of just have a mid card feud without a title. Like we don't have that anymore. I think that happens to Wesley too. I think he gets lost in the shuffle and there's nothing left for him, especially losing that extra hour of Raw. Right. I never thought I would say this, but a lot of storylines kind of just stopped. It just feels like it's the main event story and that's it.
Yeah. No, that's true. Go ahead, Rich. Yep.
I heard that is SmackDown and Raw going back to 3 hours once they're on Netflix?
So I don't know if it's going back to 3 hours, but when there's no commercials, it's kind of the same runtime at that point.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
I thought I saw a report saying that they were going to go back to 3 hours.
Are they? I know the report came out today, not today, this week that Nick Khan kind of put the rumors to rest that Raw would be more edgy and kind of lose that TV 14 rating. It would kind of become like mature audience, and Khan said that that's not happening. Raw is staying what the ratings are now.
Oh yeah, can't lose the kids. Like
I wouldn't mind a timing thing. Like I wouldn't mind if they do 3 hours. Why can't 9 to 8 to 10 be the TV 14, and then like from 10 to 11, like you have some hardcore matches, you have blood, you have a little more edgier promos and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because honestly, on a Monday night, most kids aren't watching Raw still at 10 o'clock at night. Their asses are in bed. I wouldn't mind, like, kind of like Nitro used to do it, Second hour of Nitro, you're in the middle of a match, and fireworks are going the fuck off, and they're introducing you to the second hour of Nitro. Like, something like that would be pretty cool for Raw.
Yeah. No, that would be interesting. There was something you did say, regards to Carmelo Hayes. I kind of disagree as far as, like, the loss in the sauce, you know what I mean, at the moment. I think what they're delivering with him now is, more so of like with the backstage segments at the moment, because you can tell, and you know what I mean, hence what they were attempting to do tonight as far as like building up, you know what I mean, for his next opponent. I think he's in a good space right now. And it's it's going to take a little bit more time as far as like getting him, you know what I mean, on the road where he's partnered with someone where there's going to be consistent, weekly, television. I mean, and who knows? We might see that. You know what I mean? Very soon with whoever Nick Aldis is going to have him face. But I like where they got Carmelo now, especially like you know what I mean tonight. He was like, y'all heard that? Y'all see? That's how you get things done. It was literally nobody around.
Well, see, like, and I get what you're saying about Carmelo, and like, they're kind of finding stories for him and stuff. I don't know. He was such a big star in NXT and kind of carried that brand for so long
Yeah,
that I was expecting more. Like, and I get not everyone can come up and instantly be in the title picture and have like these huge storylines that matter, but like I was just expecting him to come up and kind of be more. I know I'm kind of contradicting myself a little bit here. Like, you can have storylines that are not title pictures in the mid card, but I felt like Carmelo Hayes was bigger than that. I felt like Carmelo Hayes is bigger than a feud with Andrade in the mid card. If he's going to be in the mid card, he should be battling for a mid card title. Carmelo Hayes carried that brand. He main evented a WrestleMania show for the NXT brand. I just think he deserves more for what he put into the company.
yeah, and he was in the mix for that United States Championship. I think honestly, I think what kind of I don't want to say what kind of got him over. What helped get him over was the series with him and Andrade. You know what I mean? Doing the seven matches together. I think that helped out to the point where you don't have to rush him into that next storyline yet. Like you can see that they're building it, but you're also seeing that they're also what I mean, allowing his personality to still get over to have that connection with the WWE universe. Uh, but
real quick, we did just get breaking news like 7 minutes ago.
Yeah, what's that?
It's off topic of WWE, but GCW just announced Joey Janela versus Tanaka for the Hammerstein Ballroom show, January 19th. So,
okay,
that'll be a pretty crazy match.
Yeah, I knew they announced that he was going to be on the show, but I didn't know who his opponent was. Until now. That's dope.
Yeah, I mean, they're two guys who can have a hardcore match without actually getting too hardcore for New York, if you know what I'm saying. So
yeah,
that card shaped out to be a good card.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that to that match for the vacant Ultraviolet Championship.
Yeah, we'll see that last person is.
Yeah, I'm very, very curious to to see how that match going to turn out. Since we're on the topic of New York Hammerstein Ballroom, let's go into what happened on Ring of Honor this past Thursday with one Matt Cardona making his Ring of Honor debut, coming out to challenge one Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor World Title at Final Battle. Gentlemen, do we have some
petty bitch? He's a petty ass bitch.
Go ahead, talk your shit, Joey.
I just think like at this point in time, like a man who's worth millions and is it billions? Is
Oh, you talking about Mr. Khan?
Is the Khan family billionaires?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we're talking about a man worth billions of dollars. Can't be this petty. Can't be this petty. So again, last week on the show we talked about the Ricky Starks incident, getting pulled, Hammerstein, all this other stuff. And then for people that are not familiar with the situation, GCW has played such a huge role in reviving the career that is Matt Cardona. Cardona has been great on the indie scene, but that summer with Gage, when he became the Deathmatch King and winning the GCW title in Atlantic City at the Showboat, that changed Cardona's career. Even maybe more than his YouTube shows that he had on WWE and stuff. Like, that I feel like finally put Cardona back on the map and helped him reinvent himself and get away from the Zack Ryder persona that was WWE. And I feel like, to me, it's just like head scratching all this is happening. Although I will say that when that taping happened, Brett Lauderdale did tweet out, "Always ready." And then as of, I believe it was Wednesday, let me pull up the pictures so I can get the exact quote. Sean Sapp did reach out to Lauderdale to get a quote about the incident. And where is it? It was interesting to me, so I have to read it. So it says, "I'm excited for Matt and excited for the fans. It will be a fun atmosphere at Hammerstein for AEW, and I think things may have just gotten a little more interesting for GCW's return to Hammerstein Ballroom January 19th. Are we being worked? Is this a giant work? Is Matt Cardona beating Chris Jericho for the ROH title at Hammerstein in December and then defending the ROH title at a GCW show in January against Ricky Starks?"
That would be wow. You took it right. I was just going to follow up and ask the same question. Like, will we actually see the Ring of Honor title at the GCW event? Like, is it that possible? If I'm Brett, if I'm even Tony, you got to get this deal done.
You got to, because
you got to get it done.
Because first of all, so even if he was being a petty ass bitch in the beginning when he pulled Ricky Starks, right? You look like a genius, and everyone forgets that if you swallow your pride and talk to Brett.
Right.
If you, I mean, everyone's probably saying, well, why does ROH need to do it? Why does ROH? I mean, not ROH, but AEW overall is struggling. You know, GCW has a hardcore fan base. And I guarantee you most of those hardcore fans are not turning into AEW every week. Right. If you can work something out with Brett and get that fan base to tune into your shows because you're working with Brett, I think it's smart business, and especially with WWE kind of saying, we're open for business in the indies now, you know. Tony needs to do something. But you know what I could see happening too, because I don't know if Tony would go full blown letting them defend the title and stuff. I wouldn't be shocked if maybe Ricky cost Cardona the title at ROH, because you know they were supposed to feud in GCW.
Yeah.
So if Ricky costs Cardona the title at the Hammerstein show, we could then see maybe like a Jericho and Ricky versus Cardona and Jimmy Lloyd match where the belt isn't officially on the line, but you know, you kind of all work together and get that rub still. But at this point, the business is too good for Tony to be like, you're telling me if people will tell me I'm a genius now because like originally you thought I was being bitter, but it was actually just part of a storyline. Like, to me, that just screams do something. Or maybe Effie shows up at Hammerstein and costs Jericho the match, and we get an Effie versus Jericho match
right
at Hammerstein. Oh, no, Effie's fighting Allie already. Never mind.
Listen, if you were to predict all of this to happen, you know you got to be on this camera and apologize to Tony Khan. Like, I apologize for calling you a petty ass bitch.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I'll be like the Terrell. I'll be like the Terrell Owens. Like, that's my booker.
You know, you can't.
Listen, you know, I love AEW, but
you gotta go Happy Gilmore. Like, I was wrong.
Yeah,
you're right. I'm smart.
Like, you're the best. I'm
right,
the worst.
I'm the worst. Right. You gotta go that route.
Listen, I'll do whatever I need to do, but like if
question. Okay.
Go ahead, Rich.
No, so obviously Dream On happened, and you had the showdown with Ricky Starks and Cardona. Was it? I never heard why he was pulled Starks though. Was there ever really a reason given?
Because Effie made some comments that were like really stupid, like not something that I would like take money out of someone's pocket for, but pretty much Effie said, and I'm hyperphrasing it here, but that, you know, it's kind of funny how AEW is running a show a month before GCW is running a show, when there's no one's run a show in Hammerstein for years, but miraculously you're running a month before. And then he also mentioned how, GCW has to hit the Hammerstein show out of the ballpark here because they can't afford to work at a $40 million deficit every year, and they don't have a father to pay them to stay away.
Oh, really? I didn't know he made all those comments. Okay, so
yes.
That makes...
So that came out, and then they pulled Starks after that came out. But then Brett came out and pretty much said, and I do agree with Brett in this situation, GCW is an independent company. Every wrestler that they hire is an independent contractor. When they speak, they're not speaking for the brand because he is technically not a GCW employee. So to pull Ricky and kind of cost GCW for something that someone who's speaking on their own terms said is petty. It's really petty. But
yeah, it's wild because now ever since him being pulled, now he's like taking bookings left and right with other promotions, and I'm like, damn, like you really just won't allow him to work at GCW? Like, come on, Tony, like make it happen. Hopefully, it still happens, but we'll see.
Can I ask you a question? And clearly, AEW is a step above GCW in terms of money and marketing and even just like a TV deal.
Yeah.
But I think Tony's kind of realizing, okay, clearly WWE's in a different stratosphere than us. WWE is not a competitor of ours. That much is clear now. If this isn't a storyline, this is true what's going on here. Is this a switch in Tony Khan's mindset of, okay, maybe I shot way too high and GCW is a competitor, not WWE?
I think that's possible because I think now Tony is beginning to realize I can't really compete with WWE as much as I want to. WWE is in his own lane. WWE universe is in its own lane. With AEW, AEW, have passionate wrestling fans, but there's still a lack of identity that's missing with AEW. I think that's where it loses, you have your fans of wrestling, but then you have fans that tune out of AEW when the most, outrageous, something were to happen. There's no true direction at the moment. I'm gonna just say at the moment, because with the heavyweight title now, again, I don't want to go way left. Okay, you got Moxley, at the top of the chain, but they're still trying to deliver this what do they call it, Death Rider or what?
Yeah,
they're still trying to develop this Death Rider group, but I don't think it's delivering the way that they're thinking it's delivering.
No, I think the biggest issue for AEW is marketability. AEW, MJF is great, don't get me wrong. AEW still has not created their own John Cena, their own Ric Flair, their own Hulk Hogan. That guy you can send to a show, like a Tonight Show, and fans will tune in just to see this person talk. Or, they're starring in a movie and someone's gonna go buy it because that's the AEW wrestler. Right. They don't have that guy. They haven't made that guy in 5 years yet, and I think that's what's hurting them most. Is every company needs that guy, and like I said, I love MJF. I think he's great. He's not quite there yet. I don't know if we'll ever get there now because of just the booking he's been having the last couple of months. I think they need someone to really hitch their wagon to, and Moxley's great in wrestling, but I don't think the average person knows who Jon Moxley is outside of the wrestling world.
True.
They don't have that guy who just I'm trying to think of the word, but he steps out of the realm of wrestling, and people know him just walking down the street as, oh, that's the wrestler. You know what I mean? They don't have that.
And that's where WWE is light years away from any other pro wrestling promotion, because they practice on the build of entertainment. And so like you can be marketable inside the ring, you can also be marketable outside the ring. But what makes it even better, that by being marketable outside the ring, you're not just being marketable for yourself, but you're also being marketable for potential opportunities of advertisement that might want to promote the WWE. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not trying to talk shit, but like,
no.
Look at some of the biggest names WWE's had over the past 50 years. Two of those names, right, were not known for 5-star wrestling. John Cena and Hulk Hogan did not put on the best matches by any means, but they still moved merch, and they still were fan favorites because of that marketability. You know, because they just had that it factor. And I think that's what's missing in AEW right now. I think that's what is hurting them right now, holding them back, is just that marketability outside of the niche fans who enjoy 5-star, 15+ minute matches. You know, they don't have that guy.
But that comes with you know, accountability, not just Tony Khan, but that also accountability has to be put onto the elite too, because when they, you know, begin the company, they build it to the point where like it's going to be about, you know what I mean, wins and losses. Clearly that's out the window at this point, to now, you know what I mean, like they're attempting to develop, you know, like storylines and, you know, a little bit deeper, you know what I mean, video segments, excuse me. Example like with Garcia, damn, what's his name? I'm drawing a blank right now. My man, Jack Perry. You know what I mean? Like how deep that got, you know, like that they're now beginning to, you know what I mean, to get to that point. But the only way you're only able to do that is, you know what I mean, it's a copy, you know, wrestling is copycat. And so you're going to have to copycat, you know what I mean, some of what the WWE, you know what I mean, is offering, just to be able to appeal to the WWE universe, and, you know, to have them gravitate to watch, you know, to watch AEW.
But I think a little bit has to do with. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, Rich.
No, I was just gonna say, you know, and that's part of the problem. And I don't know if AEW will ever have that, you know, larger than life breakthrough star, because I think a part of it happens. No knock on Tony, he's done a great thing with having AEW and giving wrestlers an out and a place to work. But you have no real leadership there. You have no real leaders behind the scene. And from what I've seen, listen, I'm not saying Punk is right with everything that he said, but it does seem like some of the veterans that they have there, they could use them to help mold the superstars. And then, no, it seems like there's no direction whatsoever. It's like, let's go on, put these matches, because you guys are good talents, and they'll be good matches. But that's why we always say the storylines are slacking too. It's just there's no direction there. And I think that's that's the biggest problem AEW has. You know, WWE is behind the scenes. They have direction. They've been doing it for so many years. They've been doing it for 50+ years. You know, I think Tony has to get some advice of some real experienced talent, listen to that talent, and help him, let them help him mold. Because this is just, like I said, it just seems like you're never going to have that star, that breakthrough star.
You know what's weird? My fault, Joey. What's weird is that Dynamite and Collision, the shows are like 1000% different from each other. Collision is much better than Dynamite. I'm gonna just say that. I don't know why whoever is doing what they're doing on Collision can't just work Dynamite. Just transfer everything that you want to do on Collision, put it on Wednesday. Not to say to make Saturday shady on Collision, but like I don't get it. Like I don't get how Collision is ran, Dynamite can't be ran the same way.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. But you know what else I think it might be a little bit too. We're talking about like the stars and stuff like that. WWE's always had that kind of performance center, whether it was OVW or
Oh yeah.
NXT, the performance center. I feel like a lot of these young independent wrestlers, they kind of plateau once they get to AEW. They don't really take that next step because they're kind of thrust into a big spot and it's like a sink or swim. Whereas at least with WWE, these guys who are not quite ready yet, they have that chance to kind of learn the ropes, take promo classes, stuff like that. I think that's missing with AEW too,
Oh
because
yeah.
I feel like they keep trying to just buy that next biggest name, and that's not working. It comes off as you buying the next biggest name, and not you truly making a star. And I think that's where Tony has to kind of switch his philosophy is let's start making our own stars and developing our own people and stop trying to just buy the next biggest WWE name and throw them in the biggest storyline possible right out of the chute.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you with that. I will say, you know, what I mean, what was a good time? AEW was at a great peak. Like with the BTE videos that be on YouTube, like with the cult following those had, like in the way that like if you looked at the viewership that the BTE YouTube videos would get, you know what I mean, weekly. I think a lot of that played a role to people actually tuning in to Dynamite nowadays, and now that they no longer do it, like it's it's just like it's a scale back because like a lot of that carried over into Dynamite. You know what I mean, a couple of years ago, but now that the Bucks ain't running it no more, like it's everything's much different.
No, yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, like I forget his name, Michael Kawanak. What's his name?
What was it Kawasaka, something like that?
Like he had no business like on the TV every week, but because of that series,
Yeah.
fans cared about what was going on with
What was
him.
it Nakazawa? That's what it
Yeah,
was. Yeah.
or Brandon Cutler. Like
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
one really cared about him, but because of what was going on the series, people cared.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a big deal, and I think that's definitely hurting a lot. What I mean, some of what's going on in AEW. Hate to say it, but it's just true. But
That's
yeah,
true.
so
I agree.
yeah, we definitely went way left on Cardona, but it's the truth. Hopefully Tony might see the light and say, you know what, Brett, I think we can make something work with this. You know what I mean? With the news we've made, you know what I mean, and within the wrestling community, I think this is something where maybe we could bridge the gap and I mean put some work together in a perfect world. But we might not see it. Hopefully we do see it, but I don't think we'll see it. uh, Speaking on some news that was mentioned this week, was it just yesterday? I believe it was just this was like way random. You know what I mean? Logging into Twitter and there was this report story saying that one Finn Balor, set to make a major singles push in 2025. Um, I'll be honest, you kind of could see the direction that they're getting ready to go with Finn after this Monday on Raw, where he what I mean, was out there, hit those who's the coup de grace on who he hit them on. I forgot that fast. And he was telling Dom, he was like, look, this is how you do it.
Oh,
Like
on Gunther.
on Gunther. There we go. Yeah. I'm about to say, like, how can I forget that? But yeah, like, I mean, he did it several times, and like showing Dominic, like this is how you do it. And you can see there, like, okay, they definitely, I mean, getting ready to push Finn for a singles title run. So a couple of days later, we get this story, out of nowhere, talking about Finn being set for a major singles push going into 2025. So, gentlemen, do you agree with Finn getting this major singles push? Rich, I'll start with you first.
Yeah, I could see it. It looks like they're starting to do more with him on his own. And it's a good thing. Finn Balor is a great talent. And the Judgment Day, I'm happy that Priest, kind of stepped away from that. And they might be going with the Balor Priest, feud for a while. But I didn't even know. I forgot, to be honest. This is how, they kind of just fell through the cracks. I completely forgot that Finn Balor and JD were tag team champions until they defended it on Raw like a week or two ago. It's just become like so irrelevant. I think he needs a singles push. And like I said, he's a big talent. He's had championships before. And you can kind of see even within the Judgment Day how he's kind of butting heads with everybody there. Like he's the leader. I know what I'm doing. You could see them trying to like push him a little bit away from that. Eventually, the Judgment Day is just going to dismantle. But at least in my opinion. But I could definitely see a singles push, especially the way he's been portrayed the past couple of weeks. At Survivor Series and then this past week on Raw.
Right. No, I got you. Joey, your thoughts on the Finn Balor push in 2025?
Yeah, I think they did a good job of rekindling the Damian and Finn feud, but then also adding Gunther into it. Gunther kind of making sure he clocks Finn at the match, and then letting Finn know, like, hey, stay out of my business on Raw, kind of brings Finn into it now and allows Finn to now compete for the belt, but also, defeat Damian in the process, which I think is great. I think Finn needs to really kind of etch him in, okay, this man's for real now. I think Finn needs to beat Damian clean.
Yeah.
To kind of get him there. Guys, I'll be right back, okay? Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Got you. Just what what Joe was saying about Finn having to beat Damian clean. I don't know. I'm starting to have a suspicion they probably gonna go to triple threat route. Possibly for Gunther's championship, and that just might be the way they will put the title on Finn, and that way it may not go as clean. As it probably would be if it were to be with Priest, but adding it him into the mix with Gunther and Priest right now, I think this might, send him, down that lane to where he possibly get the championship. Shoot, I don't know. I'm thinking about this. Like, is it possible he might? Yeah, real quick. I was gonna say, is it possible he might be champion before Mania?
I think it all depends on is Goldberg going to have a final match, and is it going to be with Gunther? Gunther, because you don't need that to be a title match. I mean, unless, and I'm hoping that Goldberg would lose and put Gunther over. But I agree with you. It's a way to keep Damian Priest still in the title picture for a period of time with Finn Balor, adding him to the mix. And yeah, I agree with you. Listen, his character and the way he's playing a heel, if he wins the title or when he wins the title, he's not going to do it cleanly. It's not going to be a clean thing, but he will win the title. So I think it is possible. I think it's possible. You want to say Rumble because it's so soon, but Rumble's one of the big 4 pay-per-views. Things happen at the Rumble, so that remains to be seen. But no, I agree with you on that. I think I could definitely see Finn, Damian, and Gunther being involved in this trio and triple, angle, and then I could see Finn Balor winning. And like I said, it all goes down to what Gunther and Goldberg, what goes on with that.
Oh man, when you mentioned Goldberg, I was like, man, I totally forgot about that. like Goldberg just retired.
Dude, I don't want that to happen. I mean, I made my my how I feel about Goldberg pretty clear on the show, and it's just it doesn't need to happen. It shouldn't have to happen. It's just, it's just all you're doing is taking a spot away from somebody that would have a great match against Gunther. It's just to me, but, and it's not set in stone, but the way they've been talking about it, I can see that happening. And like I said, if they're going to wrestle, which will probably be at a Mania, I don't think Gunther has the title when they're wrestling.
That's possible.
Could Goldberg course Gunther to set up the Mania match? I mean, there's a lot of ways you could go with it.
That could happen, but I think if that were to happen, it probably would happen more on a one-on-one versus versus the triple threat match. Then again, I don't know. Like,
triple.
Anything's possible at this. You know what I mean? In this Triple H era of WWE. So like, I don't think anything's off. And he'll probably repeat this too. Like, I don't think anything's off the table. When it comes to storylines to be to be done. But me personally, keep Goldberg away from any title. He want one last match. Give him his one last stinking ass match and be done. Go get him in good riddance. Like be gone. Like, I mean, with all due respect.
Well, this is no, I agree, and this is another thing too. I don't know if you're noticing. I mean, Gunther has a lot of fans, even as supposedly being the heel. A face turn for him, I think, in 2025 at some point will happen. It would be a good face turn if he started feuding with Finn Balor and Finn Balor being the heel. So, there's so many different. That's the beauty of the WWE right now. They can go in so many different directions with one storyline.
Right. But I don't think Gunther needs to be a baby face right now. Like, he's doing a great job being a heel. I honestly, I don't think he's really hit that stride of being like a great heel. Oh, I ain't gonna say that. Like, he's a great wrestler. I think he's like really like hitting that stride as far as like, using his voice as a heel, like he, speaking more, coming down on whichever city falls, like that, he might be at, during the week, as far as like with the trash talking. Like, I think he's like just starting like to get, get to that level where he's comfortable. Like, I don't think he should go babyface anytime soon. That's just me.
Really?
Yeah.
I just, no. I mean, you make valid points. I'm going based on just the crowd reaction the past couple of months with him, and how he's gaining more fans with the crowd, and just you hear it in the chants and the cheers for him. So, and just kind of some of the things too. I wanted to beat Damian. I wanted to do it myself. I didn't want your help. That's like a classic babyface line. That's not a heel line. It's just little certain things like that. I see them throwing in. But again, like I said, I could be 100% wrong because it's happened numerous times. And he could be a heel, one of the biggest heels to 2028. Who knows?
Right. No, I got you. But yeah, like I would keep him. I would keep him heel again. For as long as I can, because the way he's moving now, he could then go. Fall. I want to say fall into this, but he could then like be able to maneuver and do other things as far as like incorporating like storylines with like celebrities, stuff like that. Like he could he could build to that level. Like I like the trash talking like he does. Like when he did trash talk Goldberg, like that was perfect, but like and imagine him, like talking that shit to like, to like a athlete or something, and that could turn into a match, or like a notable celebrity that could turn into a match. It's almost like,
well, no, that's a good point.
Building that marketing, like building that marketing. Not only that would help, would help him, but it would also bring even more eyes, to the product. Like that would be something that'd be cool that they could do with him. Shoot, who knows? That might be something that they see in Finn Balor going into 2025. Since they're hinting that he'll have this major singles push, to get him out, get them out there. So, but I'm very interested to see, to seeing what the plan is, and like how is it going to affect Judgment Day. Shoot, personally, I think, and this is just my bold prediction, when they do decide to pull the trigger on this, I think it's going to be a situation where possibly both him and Liv might be like the two notable players of, for that respected brand, if they don't get what's the term, transferred, during the upcoming transfer window.
Yeah, there's a transfer or trade done.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So, but if they're smart, I would probably, if Finn is the one to make the big singles push him, push Liv, and build it from there. You know.
Yeah.
So, but
You know,
yeah, man.
I'd agree with you on that one. I
Yeah,
would.
that's it. It's I mean, definitely be interesting to see. So, let's wrap it up here with the NXT Deadline card that's going on tomorrow. I actually
Hey,
think
let
this.
me ask you a question real quick because I know we were talking. I just want to go back to SmackDown real quick because I was thinking
Sure.
about it as we were talking about things. Um, with, I mean, I get it with the storyline. I like how they did it with DIY, but there's the Street Profits again. They were set for
Again,
the match. They get
yeah,
taken out, and I think maybe they're trying to build the sympathy. Street Profits are finally going to get their shot at some point. But
yes,
I was just like, man, dude. I heard the championship match. I'm like, all right, they're going to lose the titles. Street Profits are going to be, the new champs. And then they did this angle, and I get why they did it. It made sense. But I was just like, man, dude, these guys just can't be in a main event tag team title match. They
right.
just can't be in the
Listen,
tag team title match.
I felt the exact same way. Like when they did that whole spot where Byron went running in the back, and then they announced that the Street Profits was down. I was like, shit, come on, man! Like, why they keep screwing my guys? Pause. Like yo, man.
No, I felt the
Like
same
yo,
way,
I
dude.
swear, like
I felt the same way.
another week, and they not getting a title shot. Like I'm like, this is getting disrespectful now. Like I'm starting to take it personal. Like, but
Yeah.
then once I saw how the events transpired tonight with
Yeah.
Gargano giving a low blow, and then basically long story short, them winning the titles, and now that they're in 100% full heel turn. Like I was like, okay, now I see the direction that
Yes.
where they're getting ready to go. So at this
Yep.
point, I believe they're getting ready to push the Street Profits to the moon. So
Agreed.
now everybody can feel the emotion as far as how they're constantly getting screwed, pause, and not being able to have a fair shot at the tag team titles. So it's like,
Right.
when are we getting ready to get our moment? Like when is it our time to finally get over this hill, as far as losing our opportunities, or losing our shots at the tag team titles. So I
Right.
do think they're going in that direction. One more thing before we talk about NXT Deadline. Did you see? This was on tonight's SmackDown as well. With the conversation that both Bianca and Naomi had, and like how Naomi was, voicing her frustrations as far as, not being able to get her win, every time that what was it, Tiffany Stratton or Chelsea, whoever, is
Right.
like always in her way. And then Bianca, kind of mentioned, like, like she got her win and whatnot. But then Byron kind of came over, to basically regulate and say that whatchamacallit, didn't beat up Jade. But the way
Right.
Naomi's face was looking after Bianca said, whoever it was, it's on site. And it's like, Naomi, I don't know. I think Naomi a little suspect, man. Like the way she
I
was looking.
so you think maybe a Naomi heel turn?
Yeah, I look,
I could I could see that.
it's been a
I could
week of
see
heel
that.
turns, so look, I could see for some reason,
It has
like
been.
the way her demeanor was during that segment, like the way she was like, trying to hype up after Bianca said what she said, and was like, yeah, it's on site. Me and my girl, we're gonna get whoever it is, this and that. Like it just felt fake. Like I don't know, just
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
reading everything that went on. I was like, yeah, I don't know about you now. I'm gonna keep my eye on you. Like, like,
Yeah. No.
yes.
And
So,
especially with Jade out now and injured, legitimately injured, having a Bianca Naomi thing would be a cool feud and story.
oh
That's a
man,
WrestleMania match, so
right.
that's I could see that. Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, I just wonder when are they going to officially drop the tag team titles from them from
Yeah.
Bianca and G, because if she's gonna be really be out a significant amount of time, you're going to have to drop those titles at some point.
Did they ever say what the legitimate injury was?
I still
Like what
haven't
she
heard it.
actually?
Yeah,
Neither have I.
I still haven't heard anything. I try to keep up, to see if something is mentioned, but yeah, I haven't seen anything, and it's to the point now where it's like so many outlets are reporting one thing and somebody's reporting another thing. At this point, I'm like, man, feel better. I hope feel better. Hope to see you
Yeah, right.
soon.
Right.
So, but
Yeah.
NXT Deadline going down to tomorrow at 7 p.m. for Pacific time, streaming exclusively on Peacock. Um, what's your thoughts on this card overall? I mean, actually, how invested are you with the NXT product? Pretty tuned in.
Well, I just I knew it was coming up. I knew it was coming up. I haven't had a chance to really look at much of the card. To be honest, with Survivor Series, and then I was at MLW and just doing a whole bunch of covering other wrestling things.
Gotcha.
I completely forgot about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But if you have the card, we'll go over the card. And yeah, I mean, they always put on really good shows and good matches. Do you have the card?
Oh yeah, I got the card. Yeah, I got the card right here. The first match is the NXT Tag Team Champions Nathan Frazier and Axiom going up against Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights. This is actually an interesting match because I don't know, lately between Axiom and Nathan Frazier, they've been like having like this like I don't want to call it like a bromance, but what's the Axiom been frustrated at Nathan Frazier lately, and
Yeah.
each time like the frustration's been building. It looked like they always on a verge of losing their titles, but somehow they miraculously keep them. But my guys here, yeah, I forgot the name of the group that they're in, because they're with Regal's son with Charlie. What's the name? I
Oh
think they
yeah,
got
yeah.
I think they got a good shot at winning these titles with everything been building between Axiom and Nathan Frazier. So I'm gonna go with Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights to win this.
I could see that. I can, because of the tension and things going before. This would seem like if there's gonna be a title drop, this would be a good spot for it. I agree with you completely.
Yeah. For some reason, I think that this might be that moment. And then also too, looking at what was just announced tonight as far as like with the transfer window. I want to say
Oh
transfer
yeah. You
portal
think
is
so?
so bad, you know what I mean, because of college, but with the transfer window, I think this might have something, might have some legs to where what I mean, one of the two could be potentially splitting up, moving on to a new brand, like what I mean, like that could be possible.
Oh yeah. I can definitely see that. And with the trade, I think this trade thing is really cool. I don't know if they're gonna have trade deadlines, but
Yeah, right.
I think it's a way to kind of get away with that whole draft thing too, right?
Yeah.
With the draft, it's like they do this big thing every year, and then Raw wrestlers end up on SmackDown. SmackDown ends up on NXT. So I think doing this is a easier and better way to justify people being on different brands. So it makes sense to me doing that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Next up, we have the NXT Underground match with Lola Vice going up against Jada Parker. This is definitely going to be a good match. I should say a good scrap. You know what I mean, between these two. You know what I mean, especially coming off the heels of their extreme match at the 2300 Arena in Philly in November, with Jada Parker getting the win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now with this particular match, we got Jada stepping into the lion's den of the underground match, which Lola Vice, claims to be, the queen of. So I think we might actually get a Lola Vice win on, this particular match. I don't want, respectfully, I'm a big fan of Jada Parker, but I think Lola Vice is probably going to even up their match series by taking a win during this particular underground match.
No, I love Jada Parker too, but I agree with you. I think given that they had that great match at the 2300 Arena and Jada won, this is kind of Lola Vice's rules. This is her domain, her area. I see her winning this match and then setting up a rubber match. Absolutely.
Yeah,
these two could fight forever, man.
Agree. Agree.
They put on great matches. So no matter what matches they're in. So this goes back to Joey talking about just all the talent in NXT right now for the women's division. They're just so stacked.
Yeah. These two are definitely making a name for themselves. I definitely gotta give a lot of credit to Lola Vice. Coming from the world of MMA, and adapting to the world of professional wrestling. Like, she's definitely been putting on really good matches, and I must say, she is definitely a good seller. Like, she sells very well. So,
Booker.
Oh yeah, right. Somebody book her.
No.
Oh, you calling me the booker?
No. There was a moment on the show this past Tuesday where something was said, and Booker T was about off air. I'll show you the video.
I got you. All right, but since you just came back, who you got winning this underground match?
It's a hard match to pick just because clearly WWE is high on both of these women. Like, it's a little head scratching, honestly. I see the storyline, but I'm gonna go Parker just because I think I see the upside a little more in her. Like, I think she's the more complete package overall.
I got you. All right, cool.
I also wouldn't be shocked if there was some kind of no contest also. I just think right now both of these women, neither one of these women should be in a position to lose.
Right. I'm going with Lola just for the sake of, with Jada winning the extreme match at the 2300. So and now this is, in the underground realm.
And you get one more after this.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely see something like that. Look, they'll do
So is that Lola you going with, Joe? Or?
I'm going Jada.
No, he going Jada.
Oh, you going Jada?
Yeah. I can see this would be one of those ones where it'd be like the loser gotta hit the road, then like 2 days later they're gonna get transferred.
Yeah.
in the transfer window. But it'd be something like that to happen. But next up we got the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge match with participants of Sol Ruka, Zaria, Stephanie Valkyr, Julia, and Ren Sinclair.
Does this match confuse the hell out of you guys?
More so the participants?
Just the match stipulation overall, to me, is always like just a wonky match to me.
Yeah, the Iron Survivor Challenge. For those who are not aware, it's two wrestlers who start the match with a new participant entering every 5 minutes until all five are in the ring. Competitors can score points through pinfall, submissions, or disqualifications at any time during the match. When a wrestler scores a fall, they earn 1 point. I'm not mistaken. Is it the person that gets pinned? Do they got to go into the into the box or something like that?
I think so. It's just a weird match.
Yeah, I like it for the sake of everything that goes on during the match, but I can see where like, it's like, all right, like this is a little overkill in a
Is this the
way.
number one contender match?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
who wins this? Becomes the number one contender.
So did you guys recently see Julia kind of chirping at Megan Bain?
No,
No.
They said something about like I think Julia might have put something up, a picture of her, Megan Bain, and said one of my biggest competitors ever, and then Megan Bain said, "Let's run it back."
mm.
I think I have a.
Oh,
I think
from
I
when they were in
screwed-
yes, I do remember seeing something. Right when they were in Japan together, right?
Well, that's when they fought each other, but
Right.
this was okay. Here it is. I have it right here. So Megan Bain tweeted after this match. Julia said, "We should fight until we are dead. Can't wait until we get another chance to kill each other again, my friend." So that's what Megan Bain tweeted.
Wow.
Julia responded, "Come at me, my friend."
Oh wow.
In all honesty, though, Megan Bain just screams the next big women's WWE champion. Like everything about her just screams WWE.
I was gonna say I could see her being in WWE like maybe like in the next year.
Like and be the biggest star in WWE.
Yeah, that is possible. Like she has the build and she can move too.
Yeah, she can move, and honestly, I can't remember the last time I've seen her wrestle a woman.
It's a good call.
Seriously, like I don't think I've. Rich, you watch a little more like of the women's side and stuff. Can you recall last time you seen her fight a woman? Maybe that show that she pulled from the Cage's the War Games match. There was a show that same night. Dreamweaver, I think it's called.
Oh, Dreamwave.
She fought a woman on that show.
Yeah, Dreamwave.
Yeah, she fought.
But
That was kind of last time.
You're right. I mean, in open. No, in open, she's been fighting. I mean, she went up against Cruel. She went up against who else did she go? A couple of guys. She's been in a lot of intergender matches, and even in GCW, she was fighting for the titles with Janela. She's just in there with the guys a lot.
And the funny thing you say is like you say Cruel, right? And like any other girl, you're like that's stupid. Like yeah, it makes. But with her, it's like okay, it's just
About the same size.
It's like it's believable. You know what I mean? Like it's just like okay, she's good enough. She can go. But
Did Cruel recruit her after the match too, just like he did what you call it last night? Come join Contra.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
But that's what we're gonna do. You just gonna recruit everybody now, huh? But
well, you know something I didn't get about last night. Not to get off topic.
Say, I know. I look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just to not get off topic.
No. What are you gonna say about MLW?
Yeah, like you just had that huge lawsuit, right? And then you have a guy on your show who was on NXT the week before, the same week actually, right?
Yeah.
Like to me, that's a little confusing.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing. I was like, what is the point of him even being there? Like more so NXT. Like I just thought it was I don't gonna say wasted time, but it was just pretty pointless. Like you just
But
come
I
out
think
just,
But I think the thing for One Shot was advertised with Eric Bischoff being there for a long time. The NXT thing didn't come about till shortly after. So to me,
I'm not throwing shade. I'm not throwing shade by any means one way or another. Like I'm not saying like how dare MLW do it or how dare WWE do it. I'm just saying across the board. I'm like didn't make much sense to me for each side.
Right.
I feel like NXT stepped on the toes of MLW on that one. Like they knew Bischoff was you know what I mean part of that event, and like you know what, let's book him for NXT a couple of days prior before we even go there. Like it was what was the point? Like just to come out and say NXT is the next revolution. Like, okay.
No, and watching the MLW event yesterday, they seem like they're gonna be having Bischoff there more in the future. Just the way he was talking to Alex Kane and he fired him, and he was talking to Cesar Durant and everything. It looks like they may go with him a little bit more there in MLW.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely see that. Real quick before we go, let me move on to to the next match. Anybody got a favorite in this one or no?
It's hard because like three of these women are big deal signings for them. You know what I mean? So it's like it's hard to pick. I'm gonna go Julia, but honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if any of these women's won. That's what we're talking about. Like the women division in NXT is so good.
Yeah.
That you could legit say any one of these women.
You know what's crazy? I got a way left moment that might happen in this match. I think Zarya will be set up for the win, but I think Jordan Grace caused her to lose after that spear at the front of 2300. I don't think she forgot about that, and she gonna strike when everybody least expect it. In that case, I think that happens, and I think wait, Julie already had a title shot, so I think Valkyrie might get it this time.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Rich, who you got?
I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna agree with Joe. I'm gonna go with Julia on here just because I know that she already had a shot, but just listen, they're all big names. Just her name to me is the biggest out of the whole bunch, and I think she'll probably pick up the win. But it's a toss up, really. Like you said, any one of these women can win the match and can being in a main event title match. So, but I'm gonna go with Julia.
Gotcha. Next up, we got the men's Iron Survivor Challenge match with the participants being Wesley versus Javon Evans versus Nathan Frazier. Got another match, same night. Workhorse. It's like, nah. There you go, Joey. That's the workhorse of the company. It's like, nah. He like, man, please. Ethan Page and Eddie Thorpe. Eddie Thorpe, you know what I mean, been making a case for himself, you know what I mean, as a late.
There's been like these storylines going on, right? Where like if I'm not mistaken, like a couple weeks ago, Rock's daughter was attacked and they thought it was Eddie, and then last week Eddie was attacked and they didn't know figure out who it was, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Well, he accidentally knocked Ava down, you know what I mean, one episode, and that's when HBK got pissed off and was like, you know what I mean, kicking him out of the building, like
yeah.
Like so.
And then last week he was knocked down, right? And they didn't know who it was.
I believe so.
Yeah. So I think we see something transpire in this match pertaining to him, maybe a debuting superstar. Not sure who, but I think we see something there.
That's possible. I think he actually wins this. Out of everyone, like for some reason, I think he might pick up the win. Cause I look at you know what I mean. I take Nathan Frazier out of the equation because at this point he already lost the NXT Tag Team titles. So I think in this particular match, Axiom will cause him, you know what I mean, to be out of commission. You know what I mean, for the match. Javon, I just can't see him fighting Trick at the moment. Ethan already, you know what I mean, had his shot in rematch, so he's basically out. So it's down to Wesley and Eddie Thorpe. Then again, I don't know. Wesley might. You know what? I'm switching. I'm going Wesley.
Wait, I didn't realize this but Frazier is double booked.
Yes.
He's winning this match.
You think so?
He's winning this match. There's no reason with the amount of the sheer volume of talent you have across NXT, to have him double booked, he's losing the tag titles and winning this match.
I don't know. I got Axiom to cause him to lose.
If they win, though, you think they would cause him to lose? If this is the co-main event and Axiom wins Axiom is tag team partner. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you're gonna have Axiom turn heel. So after he loses the tag titles, you're gonna say he can't take the loss.
Yes. Because
Yeah, because there's kind of been a little rift there.
Yeah, because they've been going at it already. Axiom, he's been a comment away from taking his head off.
Okay, I could see that, but to me, it's just weird that they wouldn't have that happen after the match is over and have it spill into the co-main event.
No, I see what you're saying. I mean, it could definitely happen. Like that'd be wild because that's the case. That means they shooting Nathan Frazier to the moon.
Remember they stole him from AEW?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, like hey, that's their loss. he's a good one. And finally, we got the NXT Championship match with Trick Williams defending the title against Rich Holland, and I am going Trick Williams.
I think Ridge wins this.
What? Who you got, Rich?
I'm torn. I mean, Trick should win, but I could see them having Ridge, especially the way they've been showcasing him. I could see them having Ridge. You know what? I'm gonna go with Ridge winning this.
Interesting. I got Trick. I don't see him losing it yet. Although they are building Ridge a lot, and he took down Chase U. For some reason, I think Chase U gets involved in this match. That's why I'm going Trick.
Actually, that's a good point. They could get involved.
Yeah.
See, I'm wondering if they could do like a whole 360 here with Chase U, and Chase U turns overall and goes with Ridge.
Interesting. That would be crazy if they do that.
Yeah, I think they've invested too much in Ridge over the past 4 months to have him lose here.
Right. No, that's a good point. And what's the name? I was gonna say Thea Hell, she been posting a lot as far as Chase U, the ending of Chase U. What if she were to come back and do help Ridge out? That would be wild.
Yeah.
It would be actually pretty dope.
What are you doing? What is wrong with you? What about Andre Chase? I can see me doing a spot like that. So, but NXT Deadline tomorrow, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, streaming exclusively on Peacock. Everywhere else on the WWE Network. You know what I mean? Tap in, enjoy a good show. Gentlemen, we are at the 1 hour 27 minute. Oh, I just thought about something. Rich, we you was off the hook last week. This week, what is your Rich Michaels pointless wrestling fact?
Well, you know what? The past 2 weeks, I've been just giving my opinions that I think are facts. But I actually looked and prepared for this. I'm going to give you an actual true fact that I didn't know. So Jinder Mahal had the WWE World Championship longer than Edge had combined in his 4 title runs.
Really?
Did you know that? Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Now I actually gave a legit fact, so next week we'll go back to just my opinions, which I think a lot of people would agree are facts.
That was a really good Rich Michaels pointless wrestling fact. Courtesy of Steel Steps.
There you go.
So, I like it. The more you know.
Yeah. The more you know.
All right, cut it for Facebook. Gonna be the first and only night.
It's not 15 seconds. We're good.
They're gonna be like, Still Steps. Y'all played that for 8.9 seconds. It's like, I'm like, come on. But all right, gentlemen. We're getting closer to the end of the year, so we got a lot of special shows coming up with our state of the promotions, followed by our end of the year awards, the Steppies, second annual Steppies. Rick, you'll be on board with us this year. What I mean, it's always a great time. This particular year, unfortunately, I don't have no budget to blow like with the WrestleMania money. So, Steppies is going to be balling on a budget again this year. So, but hey man, I'm sorry. We're gonna work it out though. We definitely gonna work it out. So, looking forward, to the to the next couple of weeks, closing out a very productive 2024 year of Still Steps. We greatly
brother, this guy stinks.
Oh guys, come on now. We greatly appreciate everyone, that's been, on this journey with us, talking that turnbuckle talk here on Friday nights, courtesy of our, respective locations, EOP, and now, here with All Authentic Talk Sports Network. I appreciate everyone, rolling with us on this journey and, continuing to have the fun. So, gentlemen, any last words before we, kick out of here?
That closing was good. Joey tried messing you up so badly, and you still did the closing. You came through with the closing. It was good.
Thank you. Well, in that case, gentlemen, this was Still Steps, powered by All Authentic Talk Network. Mr. Joey Wood, Mr. Rich Michaels, I am Politic and Hawk, and I'm gonna end this stream really quick before Joey plays something else.
I'm about to, so you better end it.
Y'all next week.
He has his face. Look at the face.